Hello students, today we're going to learn section 1.5, measuring segments. There is a term that now you're going to often see in geometry. In algebra you saw the word equal. In geometry you're going to see the word congruent. Congruent means equal. This is the symbol for congruent. Squiggly line over an equal sign. So that is the word congruent. All right, a few definitions. A few postulates. Segment addition. Last lesson in 1.4, we talked about segments with two endpoints. Well, we're going to do some algebra. This is called segment addition. If I take segment AB and I attach it to BC, what we get is AC. So AB plus BC is equal to AC. So that's what I have written. Segment AB plus BC equals AC. Okay, so let's take a look at example 1. Example 1 is given EG is 100. So this entire segment is 100. They want us to find three things. X, measurement of EF, measurement of FG. So what we're going to do is we are going to start off with our segment addition. If I take EF plus FG, EF plus FG, I will now have EG. So now we're going to substitute what EF is, what FG is, and what EG is. Well, EF is 4x minus 20. FG is 2x plus 30. And EG is given to us, 100. So we substitute. So when we substitute, we have the equation 4x minus 20, 2x plus 30 equals EG, and they said EG at the beginning was 100. Okay, so now we are just going to do some algebra. Combine like terms. 4x plus 2x, 6x. So 4x plus 2x is 6x. Negative 20 plus 30 is 10 equals 100. Solve for x. We need to isolate x. So we're going to subtract 10 from both sides. We have 6x equals 90. X is still not isolated. Divide by 6 on both sides. So x equals 15. We found one part of this example. We found x. To find EF, we're going to write down what EF equals. EF is 4x minus 20. We're now going to substitute 15 wherever we see an x, and you learned this in Algebra 1. So we substitute. Multiply 4 times 15, we get 60 minus 20, therefore EF is 40. We could already find out what FG is, because if this is 40 and this entire thing is 100, FG has to be 60. Or you can just substitute. FG equals 2x plus 30. We got that from here. Substitute 15 for x. And now FG is equal to 60. Or what I said earlier was EF plus FG equals EG. So we substitute. EF is 40 plus FG is 100. Subtract 40, FG is 60. That's another way you can get the answer. Okay, next postulate. A midpoint of a segment divides the segment into two congruent segments. So again, a midpoint of a segment divides the segment into two congruent segments. Midpoint means middle. We went over segment the last lesson. Divides meaning split. The word congruent means equal. Okay. So here's segment YZ. If X is the midpoint of YZ, then YX and ZX are congruent. Now when you see these two little hash marks, if there are two on each side, that means they're congruent. If you had one hash mark and one hash mark, they're congruent. So these are what you call congruent marks. All right, example 2. It says, given C is the midpoint of AB. So if C is the midpoint of AB, I know this and this are equal to each other. Okay, so I have a congruent mark here. This time I only have one, and that's fine. If I have one congruent mark and this is one congruent mark, these sides are congruent. If I had one congruent mark and two congruent marks, they are not equal. So now they want us to find AC, CB, and AB. Okay, so let's set up our postulate. Since C is the midpoint of AB, we know AC equals CB, or you could say BC. Now we substitute. What's AC? 2x plus 1. What's CB? 3x minus 4. We substitute. And again, we'll do algebra to find x. Subtract 2x from both sides. We now have x equals 3x minus 2x is 1x minus 4. X is not by itself yet, so we're going to add 4 to both sides. So 5 equals x. Now that we know what x is, we can find AC and CB by substituting 5 wherever we see an x. So AC is equal to 2x plus 1. Substitute 5 for x. That's what we said earlier. Do the math, multiply and add. So now we have AC is equal to 11. Well, if AC is 11, automatically we know CB is 11 because of the midpoint. And if that's the case, if AC is equal to 11 and CB is equal to 11, we know that AC plus CB is equal to AB. Therefore, AB is 22. Okay, so here's the work. If you want to check BC, that's fine. Substitute 5 for x, and you'll notice we still get 11. We did segment addition from the last lesson. So we know AC plus BC is equal to AB. 11 plus 11 is 22. Therefore, AB is 22. So there are the answers. All right. Thank you.